Good morning.
If you've been keeping up with my videos, you're aware that today marks the second day of a relentless heat wave sweeping across Spain, presenting the most demanding stretch of my journey thus far. Enduring scorching temperatures, I walked through a pine forest with a sandy terrain, which intensified the challenges of the day. Upon reaching Coca, I encountered even more obstacles, pushing me to the brink of tears. However, it turned out to be a pivotal day where I tapped into a resilience I never knew existed. Join me as I recount the trials of this unforgettable day on the Camino Madrid.
It is Friday morning and I am on my way to Coka today, which is a 13+ mile walk. I am not 100% that I'm going to be going to Coka today because right now this part of Spain is having a little bit of a heat wave, and already at 6:45 in the morning it's 74 degrees. So there are a couple of towns in between here and Coka that I can go to and just stop there for the night. But there is a castle in Coka that I really want to see, and I've already made reservations for Sunday, which I'm sure can be easily changed. So we'll see. It's the, I have the luxury of having a little bit of time. I've kind of built into my schedule days like this where maybe I am not able to fully reach my destination. So at least I have options. But yeah, it's kind of windy today, a little bit windy. I hope that you can hear me okay. And it's overcast. Well, I figured out it's like a haze. There's a haze in the air. And I think that's what's trapping all the heat in. But the sun hasn't come up yet, which is good. So I'm trying to get as much miles in before the sun rises. And I can already see my first little town in the distance, Nieva. And it says Nieva is 10 kilometers and Coka is 17. So hopefully I'll make good progress. Yesterday when I came in to town, I was so incredibly hot. And thank goodness there was this woman who was washing her windows, and she saw me, and I asked her where the hotel was that I was going to be staying at. Actually, it's a hostel. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, no, it should be close to here. And she spoke pretty good English. And no, she's like, no, I'll take you. Just wait a minute. So thank goodness, because she drove me. It's about 1 kilometer out of town. And there's no way, like at that point in time, I was so hot. And, I was feeling really hot, just like on the verge of like a heat stroke. I'm so thankful that she did that. She drove me. And when I got to the hotel room and took a shower, I noticed that, yes, I had a heat rash on both of my feet. So I think I ended yesterday's trip just in time because it was getting super hot. And today is supposed to be another scorcher of a day. And what else? Last night, I went downstairs to the bar that they have, and bars over here in Spain, they're a lot like cafes. And so I had dinner and I sat and I watched bullfighting with a bunch of men. I was the only woman in the bar. I have to say it felt a little awkward. Not because I was the only female, and they were all nice and everything, but because of the poor bull. I mean, it's just not my culture, and I'm not gonna pass any sort of judgment on their culture. But from where I come from, people just don't stab bulls like that in a ring. So it was a little awkward for me to watch, but interesting nonetheless. And I was, I just was so happy to be in an environment in which I could be a complete fly on the wall and just like observe how other people live their lives. Anyway, I need to pay attention here. So nice talking to you, and I will show you more of my trip. Here you go. I am walking through a pine forest on sand, and it really slows you down when you walk on sand. As much as possible, I'm trying to walk on little grassy areas, but I wonder, like, how did this sand get here? Because I know how sand at a beach is made, but how is sand in the middle of Spain made? Anyway, I'm feeling a little bit like a slug right now, and it's a little discouraging, but at least I'm going forward. Well, I've been walking for 5 hours, and I have about 1 more to go, and I have reached the point in my walk today where I'm just like done. I'm so done. It's noon and it's hot, and according to my little thermometer here, I don't know if you can see that, it's 91 degrees. So yeah, I have reason to be super hot. And when it gets hot like this, when I get hot, then I get slower, which kind of makes it worse. So I'm resting under a tree, trying to cool off, and then I have a lot of water, so that's good. And then I'll just press on. Well, I've hit a bit of a bump in the road. I made it to Coka, and it was just incredibly hot. Right now, Spain is having a heat wave. And so when I got to town and I tried to check into the place that I was staying at, he texted me and apologized and thought that I was coming tomorrow. And so then I tried to look around for a new place to stay here in Coka, but all of the places are taken because there's a wedding in town. So, needless to say, I had to try to figure out something different, and it's really challenging because not very many people speak English here. So I have been in this bar for the past 3 hours. I had lunch, and I've just been sitting here because it's way too hot to be outside. I made a reservation to go to a hotel that's not far from here, but it's not within walking distance. So what I'll be doing is catching a cab or a taxi, and that's what I'm waiting for right now. I am definitely hitting a low point here. I am so tired and really hot. I think I'm going to take a rest day tomorrow just to kind of recover. I also don't think I've been eating enough, so I hope to find some food and eat, but the taxi's here now. Hi there, I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. Well, I made it to a town called Olometa, and I'm staying at a really nice hotel. I was able to take a shower and have a wonderful dinner. I am beyond tired, and I think I'm a bit dehydrated. I have a heat rash up both of the back of my legs.
all the way to my, just to the backs of my knees, and my feet have heat rashes as well. So hopefully being in an air-conditioned environment and just taking it easy, having a nice shower and, applying some cream or something like that will help all of that. As far as the heat wave goes, we have one more day of this, so I plan on staying cooped up in here and just taking it easy. And then I will set out on Monday again when the temperature should return back to normal. Now, obviously, I didn't want to take another rest day this quickly since my last one in Segovia. But I'm not going to let it get to me because this is a really unusual event. This is a once in a 20-year event, apparently. My understanding is there's a huge dust storm in Africa that came up and is now hovering over Spain right now. So that's kind of trapping all of the air in, and that's the haze that I've been seeing on the horizon when I've been walking. So yeah, it's a really unusual weather event, and I just kind of got stuck in it. Unfortunately for me, my Achilles heel is the heat. I just don't do well in heat. I can do distance, but heat just isn't my thing. And that's why I like to start out really early in the morning so I don't, walk in the midday sun. And, that's really the limiting factor with how far I can walk. So I'm going to continue on Monday. I hope to go to, I had to look it up. I'm going to walk to Alcazaran. So that's my next stage. And then after this, I think I have just one more week of walking. Of course, I'll probably have another rest day in there somewhere. But hopefully moving forward, it'll be a bit easier because the temperature should be returning to normal. I still am in a very rural part of Spain, so hopefully the albergues for the pilgrims will be open. That's another problem that I had in Coca, is the pilgrim albergue was closed. When I reached the bar and asked for the key, he's like, well, it's closed. And then, it didn't help that there was a wedding in town this weekend. So yeah, for anybody that's walking on the Camino Madrid, you have to be accepting of a not so perfect path because of situations like this. It's not a very popular route. The albergues aren't all kept up or kept open, and you have to be super flexible. So with that said, I'm going to say goodnight, and I will leave you with some videos on some storks that I saw today. They're amazing. They're on the top of all these really high buildings, especially the churches. And they're just big, beautiful, amazing, graceful birds. I love watching them. And they make this clacking sound that's just kind of unique. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. Buen Camino.